Okay, we are now at our last part here, part 4 of the large to extra large glove. First thing we're going to do again, like we did with the last finger, is we want to make sure we're laying it down so we can count our stitches properly. We are going to, starting from the side, left side of this middle finger, we're going to count over 7. And you can use a stitch marker, hold it, what have you. I'm just gonna stick my hook right through right here to keep my place, and then move that out of the way, and then count over 8 and put my hook through the 8th. So in the front, you're putting your hook through the 7th, the top of the 7th double crochet, and here the top of the 8th double crochet. When we do that, we want to slip stitch our yarn through. I'm going to double knot to secure it. I'm gonna go through these stitches again, forming a loop, and we're chaining 2. And then I'm gonna let you see right here should be around 14, or should be 14 around, not around 14. So after we've chained 2, we are going to double crochet into each stitch around. Make sure when you're done with this that you have 14, counting that chain 2 space again, as a double crochet. So we're going to do that all the way around. And just to let you know, when you get to the sides here where it's pinched off, you just go into the double crochet on this side and the double crochet on that. There's no need to mess anywhere near the glove because it is pinched off right there. This is going to be for round, let's see, this will be round 1. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do round 1 together, just to get the base right here of our ring finger. Okay. I do see that there can be a little space in between these gloves when you're doing this. If you want to form sort of something like a decreased double crochet and then maybe add on to it over here, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, completely ignore anything I'm saying. As long as you have 14 when you're around, feel free to close this part up as best you can. I don't think it makes a difference, but I do see that there's a hole there, but honestly the whole thing's got holes in it. As long as you have 14 around, close it up however you want. If you think some of the holes are a little too big, but the yarn, like I said a million times before, is so forgiving. As hard as it is to work with, at least it's not a pain in the butt to work with if you have, you know, any kind of technical issues. I'm going to take mine out now and make sure I have 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Then what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch over, and that was our first round. And then our next round is going to be 2 through 6 is going to be exactly the same. So for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the next 5 rounds are going to be doing that slip stitch over, chaining 2 just like we've done before, and just double crochet all the way around. That's rows 2 through 6. So the next 5 rounds we do will be just double crocheting around, up and up and up. And I will meet you there at the end to keep this video short and sweet, and we'll see what we do next. Alright, so I am right here. This is what you should have so far. There's some more of it down there. But yeah, for the most part, there you go. We're going to slip stitch into this top 2 space and chain 2, 1, 2. And from here we're going to do decrease round. All the way around, we're going to decrease. Sorry. And it's just as we were doing before. So we're about to, after we're decreasing from this 14, goodness, we should have 8 all together. That means the chain 2 counts as 1, and at the very end you are going to put that double crochet by itself after you run out of places for decrease. So that will be round 7 is a decrease all the way around and a double crochet at the end. Make sure you count 8 at the very end. And I'm going to leave you there so we can, get the video done fast. Alright, I'm at the end here. What I'm going to do is slip stitch. Whoa. Slip stitch and chain. Goodness. Slip stitch and chain 2. And the next one is that we are going to double crochet into each stitch around. We're going to do that for the round 8 and 9. So the next 2 rounds will be just double crocheting all the way around. You should have 8 in total, and I'm going to leave you here and meet you back for row 10. So 8 and 9 double crochet around. Okay, I came to the end of my 9 and I slip stitch. We're going to chain 2, and this round is a decrease round, so we will be decreasing all the way around. And like the other ones before, we're going to end up with 5 if you're counting each of those decreases as 1, 2, 3 all the way around. And when we end this round 2, we'll have a space for 1 double crochet. Go over, and I'm just going to do this one with you. So we're going to, I'll just follow you to the end here. Oops. And this is my last one. I have room for 1 double crochet by itself. I can see what I'm doing. It gets really tough right in here. We're gonna slip stitch at the top if we can find it, and then chain 2, 1, 2. And I'm gonna kind of look at this one compared to this finger. Since this is a middle finger and this is a ring finger, you kind of want it to, obviously a little bit longer. So this one we're gonna do 1 row short, maybe even 2. I think we'll just do 13 rounds. So this was round 10. We're gonna do 1 more round of double crochets around. And then if you are ahead of me, you will be slip stitching into one of these double crochets. So you skip 1 or 2 double crochets, slip stitch to the top, and tie off. It is very hard to see. I'm not even sure if I'm getting into every stitch, but I just wanted to make sure I have 5, counting that chain 2 space as 1 into the around here. And yes, and then we're gonna go into, I'm just gonna go into what looks like the middle one, so maybe skipping 2 with this slip stitch. I'm gonna cut it off, tie it off, and then I'm gonna work on the pinky. All right, pinky. I'm so excited. Don't know if you guys are, but this is looking awesome, and I'm only assuming you guys are too. What we're gonna do is find the first stitch you can, or double crochet, the first top of the double crochet you can find to the left of the ring finger. Double knot this bad boy, and we are going to put our hook in there and lift up a loop, chain 2. In this, we're gonna double crochet into each stitch around. You should again have 14 going all the way around. And if you get my drift and you know exactly what you've done on all these other ones, you'll know that we're gonna do 14 around. We're gonna decrease at one point and then get smaller, but until we get to the very tip top, which would just be under the ring fingers, as the fingers they have a descend look. So you can follow me or go ahead, but if you're following me, we are going to, I'm going to finish the base here with you with me. We're going to double crochet into each stitch around, and at this point, since you're so far, if you have too many or not enough, you can always increase or decrease around this last one just to make it easy on yourself, and not, because at this point, if you were to not end up with 14 like I have, you will have to take apart the whole thing. So I would decrease or increase depending on how many that will give you around. Hopefully you were as lucky as I was, stick to the pattern, could see each stitch, and did lots of counting to where you end up here with 14. So I'm going to, and you know what, I may not have, but I think I just counted the last before I started this one. So I'm going to count to make sure, because I could be very wrong about me having enough. Okay, I'm going to count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, and my last one here, I'm going to put right here in the middle, is 14. And then I'm going to slip stitch over and chain 2. After I have done that, I am going to, for the next rounds, 2 through 5, so 2, counting the one we're about to work on, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next 4 rows are going to be the double crocheting around like we have done before, slip stitch, chain 2, and so on. So I'll meet you when I get there. Okay, I just got to the end of my 4th row, and all together 5th, just because I did this base one, and then so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, and it's getting harder to tell, but if you can kind of lift in between these fingers, you can see where you had started. Then we're going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 2 space. We are going to chain 2, and this is our decreasing round like we did before. We're going to decrease around, and we'll have 1 space to do a double crochet by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and stay on here with you, why not? Alrighty then, here we go. We are going to, wow, I hope you saw that. I wasn't looking at the camera what you could see just by the way, but I think you did. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that, chain 2, and this will be rows 7 and 8. We're going to double crochet just all the way around into each stitch around. That'll be for the next 2 rounds, 7 and 8. Okay. That completes my little round 7, I think. Let me make sure. I'm trying to make sure I'm counting every little thing here. Okay. Slip stitching over. Chain 2, and I'm going to do my round 8. Okay, I'll go ahead and explain the next one just because I'm almost there also. The next round is our last round. Can't even believe it's here. It is row 9. Row 9 is just going to be a decreasing round, and after you're done with the decreasing round, you are going to do that thing like I said where you skip a couple of the stitches, slip stitch into where you think is about the middle or after a couple stitches, and tie it off. So I'll do that with you. And remember that the patterns are available. They go towards, like I said, helping all that I do during the holiday season, and eventually help year round. But yeah, that helps, and it helps me just create more art. to just be more of a stay-at-home artist than I'm already trying to do. A little more freely. There we go. Alright, then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of this space. Goodness. It's getting a little tough here at the end. There we go. So actually, I'm going to do what I did before, and that's put a double crochet instead of a slip stitch there, just to give it a little more height. There we go. That's cute. Bring it a little more towards that point. And I'm going to use our trusty, let's see, hole puncher as my scissors again. Slip it through, tie it off, and show you this glove. Show you mine. Awesome. Oh my goodness. It's finished. Can you even? It looks goofy right now. It's huge. It's hard to keep all the way on the screen there, so I'm gonna put it on. Okay, this one looks ridiculous on me, and it actually looks funny right now because there is no hand in it. It looks just like a hand without any bones. But try it on dude, man, or lady with a large hand, and they should be pretty darn happy with it, because my husband is pretty darn happy with his. But it looks like the size of a bear claw that you would get at a donut shop, or a regular bear for that matter. But yeah, this was the end of 4, and I really wish I guess I could back it up and show you, but you get the idea because you've got one right in front of you. The large to extra large glove. Happy holiday season, guys. Bye. Thank you for watching.